It's 9 o'clock. Could you please stand and join us for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the Monday, October 20th, 2025 meeting as written?
So moved.
Second. Been moved by Barker and seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Well, we have no miscellaneous motion, so I guess we will move on to our Coffee County Cancer Support Group appreciation. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Great. How are you all?
Doing okay.
Good. I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the Cancer Support Group for allowing us the time to come in and say thank you very much for your generous donation to our 11th annual golf tournament. We had another very successful year, raising over $50,000 due to the generous community that we live in. That money, I just want to report out, if you haven't seen it in the paper, in 2024 we gave out over $108,000 helping individuals fighting the battle of cancer. So already this year we gave out over $81,000.
Great.
So, and it just grows every day, as you all know. So on behalf of the group, I just am here, and Sherry keeps with me, say thank you very much for your generous donation and wanted to give you this certificate of appreciation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for me?
No, thank you for all you do.
So that's what I was going to say. Thank you for all
Thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
all you people put into it. It's great.
How many people did you have show up for your golf tournament?
Oh my goodness. We had, this was just by memory, which has been a couple weeks, so we had 15 teams on one day and 17 on the other.
Wow.
Yeah, so not quite full, but considering we had to reschedule and the outage was going on, we felt very fortunate that we had that many, and everybody just had a blast.
Great.
Great deal.
Great.
Yeah, we love it. Thank you.
Well, thanks for what you do.
Thank you.
Okay. Hospital Administrator Stacy Augustine, quarterly update. Good morning,
Good morning, how are you?
Good. Good.
Hand off, share around to everybody. Thank you for making time for us this morning. We just wanted to come and give a quick update on how things are going at the hospital. I think most of the faces are probably familiar, but just in case you don't remember everybody, I have Steve Hopkins, he is our board vice chair with us. Ray Ledbetter, he's our CFO, and then we also have Arden Thayer, who's one of our board members as well. Ray is today. So Ray is here. He's going to give a financial update. Before he does, I have a couple of things that I was going to go over. So the first one is just a brief state and federal update. So when the Big Beautiful Bill was passed not too long ago, one of the things that came from that is, which you may have heard of, is the Rural Health Transformation Fund, which is a significant amount of money. It's totaling $10 billion over 5 years to go to rural health. So initially when we heard about that, we were pretty excited. We know that there's quite a few cuts probably coming over the next several years, and we thought, oh, this would be a great way to kind of help bridge that gap. As time has went on, they have provided us some more details on what this fund actually is, what it can go to, so I wanted to provide some of that information to you all today. 50% of those funds will go to states equally, so Kansas will see at least a portion of those dollars, and then the remaining 50% will be distributed to the states based off of the state's application as well as data points in the state. Kansas, from everything that we've looked at and everything that the Kansas Hospital Association has looked at, Kansas is in a strong position to receive more of that funding, which is fantastic, but it's also sad because it means that our hospitals in Kansas are struggling more than in other states. I think we're ranked number 2 as far as how hospitals are performing, which it's not good to be on that high end. So those dollars also we have found out it's not necessarily specifically for hospitals. It's all rural health care. So it could be, a dentist office, it could be long-term care, it could be EMS services. So it's health is a broad term, if you will. CMS has also put out the rules on how that money can be spent or how it will be allocated, and it will not go directly to the pockets of hospitals. So they've made it very clear that it's not to support operations or capital expense. So unfortunately, I won't be redoing our parking lots or replacing carpets or anything like that with these funds. The state, Governor Kelly has appointed the Kansas Health Innovation Alliance, which is a small group of folks that are putting together the state's application to go to CMS, which will be due on November 5th. So they're quickly trying to get it all together and get it submitted, and then awards will be made by December 31st. So the state will know by the end of this year how many dollars they will be receiving. What these funds will go to are likely more program-based to support rural health. So it won't actually go to the rural providers themselves, but to different programs to try to help rural health be a little bit stronger in our state and more sustainable. So there's a lot of unknowns still in the air, but I did want to just address that fund because I was pretty excited about it initially. I still am. There's still opportunity there, but it won't be quite the way that we were imagining to begin with. As far as Coffee Health System goes, things are going well. A couple of service lines that we are focusing on growing in 2026. We've talked about before our surgical services. We have some opportunities there that we're looking at. We're also working on some behavioral health integration into our clinics. Swing bed is another area that we are looking to grow with the closure of labor and delivery that opened up some space for us, and with that comes some opportunity. So we're working on developing some swing bed suites, if you will, and then also a therapy room for our swing bed patients so that we can better prepare them for their journey back home. Our rehab department is another area of focus. We've gradually been growing that as time has went on with staff so that they are able to accept more patients. And then also with surgical services, our hope is to have orthopedics in Q1, which will, of course, feed right into our rehab department as well. In February, we are planning a board retreat where we will do all of our normal board retreat activities, but we will also be doing some strategic planning. So as soon as we have that date set, I will let all of you know. We would love for you guys to join us, especially for the strategic planning portion. I know it might be difficult for all of you to be there, so even if one or two could attend, we would absolutely love that. And then as far as patient billing and financial services, we've made quite a few changes to our billing processes, and we are seeing the benefits of that. Some of those changes just include consistency, to be honest, of making sure that our patients receive at least 3 mailed statements, and then we also have incorporated phone calls into that as well to try to help patients know their options on how to pay on those bills. We also have a few things coming up as it regards to bill payment. Before long, we'll have an online portal where patients can go out, pay their bill, but also set up a patient payment plan if need be, so they don't have to reach out to us to set that up. They can do all of that on their own, which I think will be helpful.
And they can see the statement.
Correct, yeah, and they'll be able to see their statements. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ray, and he'll go over financials, which you have in front of you.
But the swing bed, you already offer swing
We
bed.
do.
You're just expanding
Yep, we
that
want to
out, is that
expand.
correct?
Yep, we want to get more patients into that program,
Right.
closer to home. Yep,
Sure.
absolutely.
All right, thank you very much for your time. We do have a 2-page handout. We recently had the exec finance meeting, and there was about 25 pages, so I figured I'd bring a little less information after this meeting.
We appreciate that.
And piggybacking off of what Stacy was saying in regards to the collection process, in the first 9 months of this year, we've collected about 1.6 million more than we did in the first 6 months of 2024. So really excited about that. On the first page, you'll see some key volume indicators and metrics that we monitor. We made some significant progress. Very first row there, you'll see cash in October was about 316,000, and in September we just have a running 12-month total, but in the month of September it was around 200,000. So as of the end of September, we're at $1.6 million. A lot of that has to do with cost containment and things like that, but also converting the accounts receivable into cash. So in October, again, we were a little lower than 4 days cash on hand, meaning that if cash stopped flowing, we'd have 4 days of expenses, basically. going all the way to September at 1.6, we're at 22 days of operating. We would like to be at least 30 days of operating cash. Sounds like a lot of money, but perspective, that's what we're spending out on average is about $2.2 million a month. So, gross AR in October was 7.5, which equates to about 65 days of revenue. In September, we've got that down to $5.5 million, a little bit lower, which is 50 days. That lower the number, the better on that, because we're able to convert that to cash, but also pay down our accounts payables, which is the other indicator there. If you take a look at October, our AP was, accounts payables was a little under 1.2. In November, it jumped up to almost 2 million. In December, it was actually 2.4 million. You can take a look at August and September. Our AP is down to 761 in August, and it did inch up a little bit, and more so that's timing. But significant improvements, converting the accounts receivable to cash really helps us on our operations. Any questions on that? Second page, I'll just really focus on the last 3 columns. The very first row, what that percentage represents is how much of our revenue we're actually having to adjust off. So the very top row, you'll see that the third from the last column for September actual. So we are writing off 42.77% of what we bill out year to date. So that means that we're collecting about 57% of what we bill out year to date. The second column right next to it, you'll see that last year we averaged 47.26 writing off. So we were collecting 52 cents on the dollar in 2024. So that is an improvement of almost 4.5% of what we collect. The reason that's important is you'll see patient revenue, very last column, our revenue is 2.7 lower than what it was last year. This has nothing to do with labor and delivery, other than the fact that because that was already factored in on the budget. As Stacy indicated, we have the service line of surgery that really we want to improve upon, and a lot of that decrease relates to surgical volume. So even though we're at 2.7 million lower due to the fact that we're collecting 4.5% more, we're only $9,000 lower than budget on collections. So we've made up that difference by collecting more, which is that last column. You see the 9,053. So we're within $9,000 budget. Our other operating revenue is only $5,200. So we are within $14,000 of what our budget was for 9 months. Considering that our budget was $34 million, that's pretty close, and I'm glad we're pretty close to that number. One of the things that we've done is really focus on our budget in related salaries, and when people left through attrition, we really evaluated whether we can consolidate that position, and we've done that with many positions. So year to date, our salaries benefit is $413 lower than what we had budgeted for. One of the struggles that we're having is our supply cost has gone up significantly. A lot of it has to do with our 340B program, and the pharmaceutical cost and the ingredients cost has really risen to the tune of about 30 to 33% more than what we were averaging in 24. So year to date through September, we're $300,000 higher on our supply cost. So if you take a look at total operating expenses, I did not highlight it, but with the savings on salaries, the increase on supplies, we're within $28,000 of our budgeted operating expenses. Last column, third fold number from the bottom there. So the profit and loss from operations, very last column, If we don't wanna take into consideration grant money, and also there was a one-time county contribution, which again, we really appreciate, we're within $42,000 of budget. We're lower than budget, but still, that's pretty reasonable based upon the overall budget. So year-to-date, our loss, after depreciation is, only $2,400. We had budgeted a loss of $474, so we're $476,000 better, and a lot of that has to do with one-time grant, one-time contributions, and then being really close overall with the income and the expenses. So, any questions?
I'm curious, you want to expand in surgery, is that correct?
Mhm.
And do you have a surgeon on staff right now?
We do right now. His contract ends in
I
January,
see.
and we already have plans for another surgeon to come in, and we are changing the model. Instead of having our own employed general surgeon, we will be essentially leasing them. So we will only pay their salary on the days that they're there performing procedures for us to kind of reduce some of that overhead.
And then on the, you bill out so much and then you don't get back, what was it, 67% is what?
Yeah, we're collecting 57 cents on the dollar overall.
That's normal?
Best case scenario, I mean, self-pay generally pays around 10 to 15%. Medicare, we're actually getting a percentage of cost, which actually is 99% of what it costs us to render the services. So regardless of what the revenue is, they're gonna, based upon last year's cost report, they're gonna give us 99%, which equates to about 42% of what we bill out for Medicare.
Okay.
All the other commercials, we have contracts with the commercial insurances, so they pay either off of a fee schedule, regardless of what you bill them, they'll pay you $1,200 for a procedure, or they pay you a percentage of charges. So it depends on how the contract is written. So some of that's bad debt, but some of it is just built into the contract of you never get paid 100% of what you bill.
So when you bill out, you know that you're only going to get so much, but
Sure.
when you bill out, what do you base that on? Is that based on services on an average?
Yes, so generally, a rule of thumb is generally it's 2.5 times what Medicare reimbursement would be. But we also monitor to make sure that that's not lower than any individual contract that we have, because we want to make sure that we're not getting 100% of what we bill out. So in those scenarios, we would inch that up to make sure that it's as high as the highest reimbursing insurance company.
Okay. No, I was just curious.
Yeah, so it's generally about 2.5 times.
Okay.
So on your self-pay,
Mhm.
what percentages of services are self-pay?
Sure.
Just roughly.
Well, actually, I have the exact. I figure that might be brought up there. Let me put my spectacles on there. So, I can tell you real quick if you want me to run down. Self-pay is only about 3%. Pure self-pay is only about 3% of our total revenue.
I see.
Okay, we have Blue Cross is 20%. Then we have the Meadows is about 3%. Commercial is 14%. Medicaid is almost 7%. Medicare is our lion's share. That's almost 40%. Pure Medicare, not Medicare Advantage.
Right.
Our Medicare Advantage is about 12%. And if you'd like, I can leave a copy of this. Auto is less than 1%. As mentioned, self-pay is 3%. VA is 0.03%, and workers' comp is about 0.5%. So,
Well, I was just curious when you
Sure.
said that self-pay only pays about 10 or 15%.
on average, right?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, I guess those people probably, the biggest reason is probably they can't afford insurance, and
Correct,
they don't
correct.
have it, but
Right.
there's no way to collect any more than that, I mean.
Well, I mean, so we've got an early out company that, as Stacy indicated, they send out statements to do phone calls and stuff like that. Then there's a collection company that is called ARSI. They actually do the collections.
I see.
But with this early out company, we are the highest reimbursed percentage of any other hospital they have in regards to whatever we place, we're getting the highest percentage than any other hospital they're dealing with right
I
now.
guess it just kinda is what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Okay.
Already, any other questions?
Where you said that the cost of pharma was going up immensely with the Trump program now, trying to bring costs down. Will that benefit you next year?
Possibly. That is actually, for the end user versus us. So, but we're not sure exactly how next year's gonna look as far as Medicare reimbursement, Medicaid reimbursement, and then, any increase in supply costs. But that generally, that the Trump RX, my knowledge of that program is that if you're an end user and you want a prescription pills, you can get it through them.
Right.
We wouldn't necessarily be able
But
to.
you won't be able to.
Correct. Right.
It's unfortunate.
Yes.
Yeah.
That 57% return that you're saying you're getting from your billing, how does that compare to the national level?
It's hard to, there is really no national level, I get that asked a lot, because not everyone charges the same amount. Not everyone charges 2.5% of Medicare. That's generally a rule of thumb. It can range anywhere between 40 and 60% of collections. Not everyone has the same contracts either, so the big guys in Topeka or in Lawrence, they have more negotiating power. They can squeeze the insurance companies for better reimbursement than smaller rural hospitals have, which again is one of the programs that they want to utilize with this funding, is to get some networking of smaller hospitals so they have more negotiating power with the insurance companies.
So they're wanting to combine some of the smaller hospitals for that power, for that bargaining power?
So there are some models out there that you can do that and still maintain your own autonomy and independence, but come together. It's legally binding and there is some shared risk, but it does allow you greater negotiating powers and an economy of scale. Yeah.
Which that's what it takes. I mean,
Right. Exactly. Yeah, because they have significantly different contracts than we do. And yet, our negotiating is, here it is, take it or leave it, unfortunately.
School systems do that with service centers on purchasing, and they have a greater power to
Correct.
do that.
And we have GPOs, but we don't have the ability. Our group purchasing organization allows us to get significantly reduced costs, but that doesn't assist us with negotiating contracts with the insurance company.
I see.
the government funding, you said something about EMS. Would some of that funding possibly go to EMS then, as far as,
Like
So again, they're probably not going to give dollars directly to individual
Okay.
EMS services.
okay,
We are extremely fortunate that we have the EMS service that we do here. A lot of hospitals, they struggle with finding folks to be able to transport patients when they need to be transferred. So that's probably where you would see the dollars go, is more towards transport services. There's been some talks of, putting in some transfer hubs, if you will, in strategic places throughout the state potentially.
but if that were the case, then those dollars would come in to, say, your EMS for that transfer?
Potentially.
I mean, possibly.
Potentially. Yep.
Okay. I was just curious on
Yep.
that.
But even if it doesn't come in dollar-wise, it's still dollars that aren't going out, correct?
Right.
And then it's somewhere you can spend that money somewhere else on a programs in EMS or whatever. It's money you're not losing or having to spend.
Correct, yeah, exactly, yes, you are exactly right.
Because right now, when you transfer, I assume there's a cost incurred there that you're not getting fully refunded. So, and tell me if I'm wrong, but that program may help on that side of it.
It potentially could, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know there's no promises.
There's so many unknowns
Yeah,
right now,
I know
so,
it is,
yeah.
but, right.
Anything else? Thank you for your time.
There was just one other question that I had for all of you, and I don't know if you'll have an answer for me.
If you want.
We do have 3 board members whose terms will be expiring at the end of this year, and I was just curious when decisions are typically made as to who will step into those roles. I just don't know the timeline of when that generally occurs.
And if I remember right, all three of the board members are current board members, is that right?
The ones that are up for term, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I sent those applications
Right.
through to you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Usually they'll appoint before the term expires.
Okay, so just before the term expires. Okay. Perfect. That works.
But are you guys gonna want to open it up to everyone as well again, like you have been
Yes.
doing with all positions?
We haven't advertised for it yet.
We haven't advertised. I think it was last week we put them through and I was gone, but I can go ahead and, what they've been doing,
Mm-hmm.
since they implemented kind of a new way of handling boards, is they advertise, even if there are people that
sure.
are currently on.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that way it gives everyone an opportunity to have a chance.
Perfect. Okay. That's fine. Sounds great. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Stacy, one thing that I've been hearing, you can lay it to rest on camera and everything, you guys aren't laying down the surgical unit, are you?
No. No. We are building it.
Okay.
Yes.
Heard a little bit
Yes.
about that.
No.
You dispelled that now.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you asking that directly. Yeah.
Different model, but it's
Yep.
not, it's certainly not going away.
Nope.
Thanks
Thank
so
you all
much.
so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
You too.
Yeah, she's here. Do you want me to get her?
Somebody said that. I was kind of fired up when I finished.
Okay, she's, I know
Well,
where
that's,
Pardon me?
she's with Wade out there.
Oh, okay, okay.
I guess if you wanted to go with somebody else, you could. If you want to keep things moving.
Sign some stuff for me as well.
Okay.
Surely it won't be long. Okay. Trust Point Representative Ty Troxel Coons, 405 Neosho Street. Good
Yes.
morning.
I think Wade and I have figured out a few things we still need to work on, but the building I think is ready, pending paperwork, ready to photograph minus the ceiling tiles.
Correct.
So, one thing that's come up since we last talked, there's gonna be the current deed that transferred the property to the county has what I'll call a Scrivener's error, and I just verified that with, the registry of deeds this morning. That's gonna have to be fixed. You don't want there to be an issue later on down the road, especially when you go, and this is probably more your arena than mine, the title, if it doesn't have the right legal description, then that can create an issue on the back end. So that can be done fairly quickly, but it needs to be corrected. And it's the difference in the north 80 versus the north 8, which is what's written in the current legal description in the current deed that passes it on to the county. So,
How much a problem this has been, let's make sure it's correct.
well, that's why I wanted to double check.
You say that right now it's a north 80?
Well, no, it's the north 8, but in parentheses it says 80.
Oh, okay.
Then, kind of like on, when you write a check, what you write out, actually will trump what your letters are, or your numbers are. So we need to get that fixed. Outside of that, you need to have enough time for there to be 2 times it can be published and then have in the paper and then have a hearing. And Ty behind the scenes was asking, well, what if someone comes in and they provide an offer and then you're in that negotiation process? That's just the date and time when you have the public hearing, but before then, if somebody presents an offer, you can be in involved in the negotiation process. And let's say, similar to what happened with Sunset and Waverly, there was an initial bid to the county or price with the county, but embedded within that, they wanted something for the county to do something, and that negotiation took a little bit of time, and it dealt with the generator. So I say all that to say, I'm not sure we were prepared to put this notice in place because I have to fix those two things. I was gone last Thursday and Friday, but it can be done next week. I need to get the process rolling on getting the legal description cleared, but be thinking about the time, and then I'm sure you have a listing contract that you'll want to have reviewed.
I do have a couple of questions. We've talked about making it as is sale. The generator issue with Sunset was because the generator was there and it was going to be removed. I don't believe there's anything in there now that's scheduled to be removed, so hopefully we don't have that problem. What's there stays. At Sunset, there was a few things
That were missing.
that were still there but were leaving.
Yeah.
And so the offer was, well, I want this to stay since it's there now. So hopefully we won't have that issue since I believe everything that's there conveyed.
Right.
And then there is an option to do a seller's disclosure. I would not recommend it be filled out. I would recommend it just be X'd through and initialed since you've never occupied it, ran day-to-day business. Some lenders will require it to be in their file, so you can fill it out if you'd like. That's fine if you know everything. It's a legally binding document. But I recommend probably just Xing it out and initialing and saying never occupied.
Yeah.
I don't think we, I mean, that just, we really don't know what's going on.
Right.
That's right, so we don't want to commit to something we don't have any knowledge about, see that it affects anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I think it'd be more of a concern versus helpful if it's all kind of estimated, if there's not anything, don't know specific.
great.
Probably too many times to say approximately this old versus an actual date.
The county did receive information, and this may be something that should be added, as it's structurally sound. The bricks that fell off, someone may go back in time and see that, and it did get looked at by an engineer, so.
If we have an engineer's report, we can attach that to the MLS and leave it with showings. I'll have brochures and paperwork there for showings, and I can just make some copies of that. Or we can wait until we know we have a valid buyer before that's shared.
Well, that might help boost it a little bit, though, if people knew that, had been looked at.
Yes, sure.
That kind
I think it would. There's a lot of concerns about the condition of that building.
And word of mouth, people are gonna just talk, so if you can nip it in the bud
Yeah.
earlier,
Yes, I agree.
that'll be a helpful document to have.
But outside of that, I don't think there's no known, and as is, can you do as is outside of the engineered structural?
It's still as is, that's just documentation we're gonna provide. They can get any inspections they'd like to be done at their expense, but we're providing what information we have.
Because that'd just be history, basically. I mean, that was done, a few months ago, so
Yeah.
still be helpful.
And the roof, if it transfers, if there's a warranty that transfers, that'll be helpful as well. Because that is always a concern with those downtown buildings, is roof. Roof and structure will cross off the two major things that we've dealt with those properties.
Right. And if it does transfer, we'll get that paperwork.
Tentatively, I have scheduled Wednesday for photos if we're ready to move ahead. If we're there yet.
I think you can move forward with the listing agreement, we just have to fix the notice, and that can be done kind of after the fact, just can't finalize it until the public hearing. So you can tentatively establish the public hearing if you want, and then it's just the issue of getting the notice out and maybe pick the days. I don't have my calendar in front of me.
Over the ceiling tile last week, he thought it would be about a week. He had the two before, he didn't have the two with you, so that's what we're waiting on, so.
Oh, for the, tile.
Yeah, the ceiling tile. He's supposed to call me when they come in, so as soon as we get them in.
So you could, looking at a calendar, if you were able to address the notice and approve it next week, that would be November 3rd. You could publish November 6th, the 13th, the 20th, whatever days you choose. This has publication 2 times, and then you could establish a tentative public hearing, just in case it moved fast, for December 1st, December 8th. That's kind of the timeline to work with, and I don't know if you have any thoughts.
Probably the sooner the better if we're trying to get the investor in for the end of the year. We talked about maybe if we get an offer before then, if we can approve it pending public hearing approval so the loan process can start.
Yes, sure. See, why not? So do those dates work? If next week I bring it back and it's set to publish November 6th, 13th, 20th?
Yeah. It has to be published twice, is that correct?
Yes. Great.
Technically, it's at least once, but typically you've been doing it twice on property.
I think that's good.
And then the December 1st is a good date for that initial hearing. Now the contract, you can either have it looked at and reviewed today, or it can be done, probably sooner the better.
I have it if you want me to leave it with you, or?
Yeah, we'll just need to look at it, and then there'll need to be a motion to approve it.
Okay.
So, if you just want to leave it, we possibly can get to it today.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, Road and Bridge Supervisor Adam Hope, bid approval. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning.
Oh, sure, bring a basket.
Bring a basket of goodies.
Yeah.
Okay. So just give you guys a quick update on what's been going on as far as our department. All of our asphalt chip seal projects are complete throughout the county. We currently have Casey is down here doing our striping on all of our new chip seal and asphalt. This weather that moved in towards the end of last week kind of put a damper on that, so I'm hoping he can finish that up sometime this week. We're also doing some countywide patching before going into winter, trying to get some of these potholes and whatnot sealed up. We're also hauling some rock to our gravel roads, trying to get them up in shape for going into the winter time. The 2 shoulder projects up there on Highway 50, those 2 are complete. Up there by Wheeler Lumber and then over there by Old Vito have been completed. They look really good.
That does.
And just a little bit of update I got this morning, the Highway 58 bridge projected finish date of Thanksgiving is what they're looking at. So that'll be here before we know it.
Yeah.
And pretty quiet, somber, wet weekend, so no call outs, no nothing, thankfully. But yeah, other than that, I just got a couple of bids that we got back last Wednesday on a blade and a gooseneck trailer. And do you have this yet?
No, I do not. Okay.
I think that's this. Yeah.
So on the blade there, you have a 24 from Murphy's. Is that a used one?
That's the demo model that they brought down. It is a used machine. However, it did not fully meet all of our specs.
I see. Okay.
Same with the Cat, the 2025 Cat. Same deal. It's their demo model that they brought down to us, and it didn't fully meet all of our specs.
You're talking $26,000 difference. What was in the specs that made it?
The biggest thing was the Premium Circle, which is basically a maintenance-free, fully sealed, kind of like an excavator. It's fully sealed, keeps the dirt and the junk and stuff out of the circle on the machine. And then the other thing was these machines had a 14-foot solid moldboard, and we had spec'd out a 12-foot moldboard with a 2-foot right-hand extension.
As if I recall, when we talked about this 2 or 3 years ago, this Premium Circle deal is, I mean, it can be pretty expensive rebuilding that.
That's one of the biggest maintenance wear type parts of the machine.
It's a big plus, is the way I recall to have
It's a big advantage, yes, and that's one of the parts of the machine that's constantly working. Somebody's always got it down, blade and rock, and turning and
right,
tilting and whatever else, all the functions it does.
Because I remember visiting with the salespeople at the time, and they're like, it's expensive to rebuild that, and that longevity's great with this.
Yeah, and just the whole, keeping the rock and the dirt and the dust and all that stuff out of those wear points is a big plus. Did that kind of answer your question, Todd? Sorry.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions? So, I'd entertain a motion to find that 2009 John Deere Blade 770 GP B-01, VIN number DW770 GP 628227 is no longer required or cannot prudently be used for public purposes of Coffee County, and as such should be disposed of by trade-in to Murphy Tractor and Equipment for $40,000. Notice of the board's intention to dispose of said property will be published on October 30th, 2025 and November 6th, 2025 in the official county newspaper. Also moved.
I'll second.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCurdy. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Motion based upon the recommendation of Road and Bridge Supervisor to accept the bid from Murphy Tractor and Equipment for one 2026 John Deere 670G motor grader to the purchase price total of $348,505 as being the best bid, and to purchase same for the sum of $308,505 to be paid from the General Fund Public Works Equipment line item. Said purchase of the sum of $308,505 reflects a trade-in value of $40,000, 2009 John Deere Blade 770 GP, VIN number DW770 GP 628227.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Been moved by McCurry, seconded by Admiral.
Adam, what's the lifespan on one of these?
Well, so as you can see, this is a 2009 blade that we're trading in, with 14,700 hours on it. So ultimately, you know, a few years ago when Ryan and I kind of took over, we are trying to come up with a plan of when we want to start cycling our equipment out. Still have some value of it, and so we're not taking it to the graveyard when.
Right, scrapping it out.
Trying to avoid some major.
When you start getting into the maintenance cost and keeping the things running, is it better to get rid of them before we get to that point where they're still holding some value?
Right.
So, you know, Ryan and I have talked, you know, and I've had this discussion before, but you know, dump trucks and stuff, you know, 200 to 250,000 miles, blades and excavators, you know, somewhere around 8,000 hours, you know, to where they still have a little bit of resale value for trading them in.
And it looks like this one's got a, what, 7-year warranty on it?
Yeah.
For 8,000 hours, is that correct?
Yes.
Pretty good warranty.
It is.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Sorry, who moved and seconded?
Admiral,
Was that on the first one, or
Be on the
B.
is this on the trailer?
No, we're still on the blade.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay, I got it.
You've got it in
Okay.
there. Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Okay. So you want to tell us about your trailer, or?
So this trailer is to replace what we currently have. Basically, is a tandem axle single wheel gooseneck trailer that's a 24-foot flat deck with a 5-foot dovetail. This trailer was purchased back in 2010. It was a used trailer at the time when we bought it, and it was it fit its purpose back then for moving equipment. However, you know, it came with two 7,000-pound axles under it, and we recently, within the last 3 or 4 years, replaced the axles and put 8,000-pound axles under them because the axles were bad, and I think one of them had bent. So anyway, as we progress through our newer equipment that has gotten heavier, I was looking for something to replace this trailer with that would be a multi-function, just haul a little bit more of our equipment, so to speak. This one will have a 25,000-pound GVW. It'll be a 35-foot trailer, which helps us because we have, you know, some 40-foot single-piece pipes and 10-inch casings that we just don't have anything to haul them on other than the lowboy, and that can be kind of a tricky situation to tie number one, to tie the lowboy up when we have other equipment to move, and
Kind of overkill.
it's a little bit of overkill.
Right.
But it's going to serve a lot more functions than what the current trailer we have. And like I said, we would be auctioning off that trailer plus at least one other trailer that we have that we've since replaced with another one earlier this year.
Okay. I would move, based upon the recommendation of the Road and Bridge Supervisor, to accept the bid from Sandcrest Trailer Sales for one 2026 Diamond F-Max 210 to the purchase price total of $22,000 as being the best bid to be paid from the general fund equipment line item. Peterson has seconded. Any further discussion?
I have one thing. Wade, that should sort of, that should say Diamond C Max. Just like this right here. Diamond C Max.
Okay.
I don't know how correct that is.
All right.
Just notice that.
It still has the F in there?
Yeah, it's just a Diamond C
Okay,
trailer,
Diamond.
F-Max
Okay,
210 model.
the make is a 2026 Diamond C,
Yes,
and the model is F-Max 210.
that's correct.
So,
And you're planning on selling your trailer that you have now, sometime?
I'm trying to put some stuff together
Right,
for maybe
right.
springtime.
Right.
okay. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Anything else for me?
I believe so.
All right. Well, have a good day and good rest of your week.
You too.
You too.
See you guys.
Take care.
It's a good thing about left me some pens.
Amber decided not to come up this morning.
She has some issues she's dealing with, so she'll be back later.
Hope he's doing all right.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, there's payroll, but if you need to let me know, I'll start once it's passed, it's okay.
Okay. Oh, all of this goes in yours.
New folder work. Wade, did you have a good time?
Yep. It was interesting conference. We heard from the main prosecutor in the Murdaugh case. You've watched the Netflix special on
Murdaugh?
Murdaugh, the attorney who was convicted of killing his son and daughter, and that whole, the Netflix special is, it's got a lot of accurate information. There's some parts of it I wasn't aware of, but how the whole system works in South Carolina, where the legislature appoints your judges, and then how, if you have politics and influence, can create some problems. But it was very interesting, among other things that was on it.
That's an Angie question, or a Wade question? It's paid,
I think it's probably tied to maybe a classmate or something like that. It's on it.
where it's going.
Oh, it would be a garden.
And it's going. Steve, where you got planned the rest of the
Busy,
whatever comes along?
whatever comes along.
Feathers.
Yeah. Getting harder to swallow after Saturday. But I'm still a hawk. Yeah.
So that's all out of this basket.
Okay.
Okay, you got it there.
Yep. This is just for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is coming down now. Yep.
So I should be even.
The hawk is nice kid as well.
That's good. I really got it.
They are, and I root for them, except when they're playing with each other, and then I'm a hawk.
Just gotta be a bird.
It sounds like
Yeah.
it's hot. Well, I saw the first half stats. Well, they
I don't know why, but when I was little, I always listened to Kansas basketball and Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
I just,
I'd say, well, that's where a lot of them are, is whether they're parents.
You got it.
But we had
This
this
house
house
to
to
buy,
buy,
especially if
you had a black there on the porch.
oh yes, my daughter-in-law went to K-State, graduated, my son went to K-State for a couple of years. In my hog.
Uh-huh.
Reading and everything else is.
So we've got somewhat of a hog together.
Trying to.
Not as much as when
12 days.
they were younger, but
I see. Nobody gets too twisted up.
no. Pretty mild.
I thought we were going to do that.
Yeah, okay. I just wanna make sure I wasn't.
This sounds like we would just be, trust me.
Is that your real estate listing?
So should that be checked over or did I? Just glance it through real quick.
Submit just listing for information.
I put them before they way below anybody else on the come out.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and I fixed 3 tractor cars for us. That's what
Just reading it.
Look through it real quick, see if anything stood out.
Get temperature, we were matching each other there.
What I probably need to do
Dan
is
stays with it on the heat.
copies of it made, handed out.
He does a good job.
Great service for the county.
No.
Everybody.
Oh, it is. Flip them over here. Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Steve?
I was just gonna look to see where. It is. It is north of Topeka. It's an unincorporated, no, it's not. It's, east of Marysville on 36 Highway.
I see. Thank you. I knew it.
the Civic Center Incorporated, I mean, I don't know what that, furnace materials?
Stabilization
Okay.
materials, not the road bridge.
Yeah.
What if they ever got those docks at the lake done? I was just wanting to ask that today.
I've never heard.
I haven't either. Have you, Wade, heard about the docks at the lake?
Yeah, I haven't heard any more.
It's like May 7th was the date we accepted the quote from them.
Hopefully they're done.
I mean, if somebody call and pay for it,
Huh?
somebody call and check on it, think we're gonna pay for it?
Good, yeah.
Let me get some.
Just see if the work's been finished on the docks
Okay.
at the lake.
Yeah, it went through economic development there on.
Yeah.
Future development, Jenny should know.
Yeah, I think she's the one that brought the
Yeah, I think so.
information to us, wasn't it? She did.
In a lot of things, Todd.
Huh?
In a lot of things.
I know.
What's
An
that?
expert witness.
He said we're in the wrong business. The witness, you say?
Yeah, $350 an hour.
Couldn't get all anyone, so I called out to the lake and they said no, they have not been replaced yet, but they did receive a note last week, I think, that a crew was coming, they just haven't been there yet.
Hopefully they get closer then.
And this month has gone fast.
Oh, I know.
Gosh, well. Lots of rock.
Well, that sure is, isn't it?
There's a check here for the roof repair. I really hope getting down to the short roads, that the check will be right where
Yeah.
it's the other downtown.
Is that for Maribel's? Was there any temporary charges on that to cover that up? That was included?
We have to look at the voucher, because I didn't look at it. What is the check number?
517.
I'm sure it'll come through here.
Oh, wait, okay, we're not there yet.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It should be the patch and the remaining balance. If you're talking about Alpha Roofing.
Yeah. Was there any additional to temporary?
Yeah, that's included on there.
Colin told me that Trust Point said they was gonna pay that temporary.
You said that, right?
Colin.
Oh, the contractor.
Would that be something to,
Yeah, we need to ask him about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs his money, but
Yes,
see
he
if
told,
we can get it elsewhere.
yeah, he told me that he was authorized by Trust Point to do the temporaries.
Okay, good.
So,
Do you need me to send an email and find out, or?
call Colin or something.
Why would Trust, I'm curious, why would Trust?
Colin told me that he was authorized by Trust Point to do the temporary coverages on it, so it didn't receive any further damages. So,
Oh, okay.
After the damage.
After the damage?
After the
Oh, after
damage.
the,
yeah, after the incident. You got his phone number, easy?
I did not.
490-1500.
can you remember my own now?
You're a genius, dude.
Yeah.
Now, what Trust Point says versus what Colin says may be two different things.
Right, right. And either way, he's doing it out there, but it'd be nice to get it from him.
Wade, your grass over there looks pretty good on the new courthouse. Came up nice. Has she mowed it yet?
Believe so. I would have never guessed it would have turned out the way it has, but I can grow weeds, but I can't grow grass.
What's the best time for lawn?
like that every week.
It's the first one today, so
It is, but there's still more to go.
we'll forgive you for a few of them.
But after that,
Well, we'll talk.
We're finding out.
Did you talk to him?
No, didn't get any answer, so I called Press Point, and trying to get the correct person.
Okay.
do I? That first basket.
Why do we have to have 6 battery packs? Starter box. You know what I'm talking about, the jump start boxes? 6.
I suppose on a cold morning, they're probably a pretty popular item, I imagine.
$300 a pop.
Mine cost $800.
Your starter?
Yeah, it works, but, yeah, like around.
I don't have any. Mine were cheap.
There are times when I wish I had them.
I keep those boxes, wasn't that just everything's working right. I go to this semi, 4 different batteries and jump start. It's crazy. And you could do that, 3 sets of jumper cables.
Oh, I know.
I just don't understand how they work.
Bought some of the twos. You need stickers on this one?
We put a cat in on that
I'm
one.
working on it, working on it, okay? Giving up my trade secrets.
Started moving along here.
Do you have that check still or that voucher?
Haven't got to it yet.
Is this,
Yes, I
Is
need
this
that. Okay, we're gonna reissue,
is that the one?
yes, because, Budget Way is covering that,
So what portion are they covering on?
the 1,200
Okay.
for the temporary roof repair.
So they're gonna pay directly to him.
Well, either that or either they're gonna,
Just on.
yeah, I
Fill
suppose
it
they'll
out,
probably
they
pay.
reimburse us, or?
Well, we could do that.
I mean, either one.
We could do that, it'll
And that
work.
way, and that way he could go ahead.
We'll just do that.
He'd have his money that way.
Yes,
You'd
we'll
be
just
done
pay
and
him
everything.
and then they'll reimburse us.
And that's on the 1,200, is it?
Yes. I'll make a copy of this so I can send it.
Great.
Okay, that way we don't have to do a special issue.
Yeah, that way he'll be taken care of.
Good kid. Yeah.
I knew it was out there.
No, I didn't realize that,
I didn't know they were getting reimbursement.
because I just didn't I couldn't see why they were,
She authorized it.
right.
Unprompted though.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, that's pretty,
Well, that's nice.
that is nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm, you're welcome.
Yeah, we're just looking at that, that's
Thank you very much.
$1,200.
All right, thank you.
See, you got me, church sheriff's paycheck.
He did.
Really struggling.
I hope I did that good elsewhere.
Just do it again.
Sometimes just getting back to zero would be okay.
Yeah.
Some deals that come up.
You get to zero and then stop.
Yeah. Yeah, let's don't touch anything else.
Morning, how are you?
And now let's get rid of the place. It's like 95% chance of rain tomorrow again.
Yeah, so,
I see thunderstorms and all kinds of stuff tomorrow again.
Yeah, Mississippi was having tornadoes yesterday or over the weekend. Yeah.
we ran through a nasty storm up to Ardmore Friday night, and we stopped. We were gonna drive on in, and it was dark, and I'm not driving in that stuff. Lightning, lots of lightning.
You say Ardmore?
Ardmore, Oklahoma, yeah, we was like 100 miles from where we were going.
Right.
We stopped.
We're in your big rig.
No, just we were going to went to Fort Worth for a baby shower for CC's nephew's wife, or nephew and wife. That was fun. And seeing a bunch of the whole family, spouses, and everything got together, and everyone was there, so it was nice.
Great.
Todd, did you say the river was out
Mm-hmm.
at Hartford?
How long before the water goes around East of Hill River Bridge there at Hartford? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's probably there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm afraid if they get a big rain, it'll bypass the bridge. That's a mess.
That red's been closed down most this summer.
Has it? For maintenance or something?
Water.
Oh.
It's going from Hartford back to the wood. Contour.
Water over the road back.
Yeah.
I see.
Shut the gates down in the refuge.
I see.
Because of that jam or that?
No, just the water.
Oh, I see.
So much rain.
I guess they had quite a bit out in the hills that runs off into.
Yeah.
Release the carbonate from residents.
Well, then that'd be another reason why it's went way up real quick. He grows just shy of 14,000 feet. They're releasing 238. So, yeah. Like 14. What's the point of that? It's about 2.5 foot high right now.
What's that one?
The John Redmond's about 2.5, a little over 2.5 foot.
Above. I see.
I'm sure it's gonna go more.
Ice cream.
Too bad holding the papers at this time. Yeah, right.
I'm not questioning that, I'm just. living- I don't know what-
Well, what I did ask, what I asked that guy,
So we have a nurse in the jail, don't we?
One available, I think.
Is hospital supply? Huh?
I think we contract.
We contract with the hospital.
Which is what, yeah, which is probably what this is for.
I think, that's the way I took it, because we've got the contract with the hospital to,
Well, they were providing meals too. I think that quit. Is that right, Wade? The hospital provides the nurse in the jail?
Yeah, there should be a contract between the insurance and the hospital.
Yeah, Mark's got a packet there with all the.
No, it's the one I sent earlier for a doctor for $500 for doctor fee.
If they have to go outside and get some sort of care that requires a doctor, then the county's out of it. If they're in the custody of the county has to pay.
Is that your last one?
yes. That still goes in.
Yeah, that's what I should, Steve.
I said, I don't know.
I did. Wonder how that came out.
Yeah.
He is.
So. And, okay, what you sign, this is right here, unpaid provisions for. We don't understand that. And that if you need.
I saw you a bunch more this morning.
Did you?
Yeah. We changed our procedure a little bit, so.
So not only did you get the sign before you came here,
I just.
And they only
I
charge
don't know
you,
why that's on there, because we usually only pay the $150,
okay,
well, $200 to give us credit.
gave us a credit of 50.
Maybe. Give me 200 times.
Or is that a contract, is that a contract?
Well, no, but we don't really have like a contract per se, but I think because we business, that would probably be like every other month or so, maybe. 6 months would be
Oh,
1200.
1,200.
I don't understand the unpaid invoice thing. Because we don't have anything outstanding.
Yeah, we don't have anything outstanding, so, and we were just charged for that one.
Mm-hmm. For the
deal.
one, they were just here the other day.
Right.
Pay taxes and she and
I can find out what that is, but
Well, I mean, we don't have anything
we don't have
outstanding.
anything.
Okay, all right.
No, because we pay it every time it
Yeah,
comes in.
all right.
So we'll check on that to find out.
Okay, the word.
Well, I saw the $50 credit, I just didn't hear the bottom of that.
We'll check into it.
All right, all right.
I don't know, one of these stuff probably is maybe they're spurs or something.
We'll check and see what's certain about it, because it gives $50.
I don't think they need these Bobcat.
yeah, just get $50 unused credit instead of you with $1,500.
No, we don't.
Phone equipment, I think that's courthouse. Fixed equipment.
I mean, if it came every other month, it might be
And then
1,200,
charge
if it
taxes
came
and all that.
200.
Between, yeah, I think.
Be every month, it'd be 2,400.
2,400.
So,
One of them's all ahead,
2,400 minus, so it,
so 650, well, if they
50.
came monthly, that might be the 1,875. Maybe they come monthly and they get a $50 credit, and that's why.
and that's what it will be,
That's it.
okay. Because the 50, that'd be, $600 off of 24, $1,800, so that would be,
Maybe so.
yeah.
Angie, do you wanna have courthouse look at these, there's taxes, all kinds of taxes over these.
And what is it?
It's to phone equipment, for fixed equipment,
Okay.
Shawnee County, Topeka, and Kansas sales tax.
Okay. I will,
It's emergency management,
Okay.
courthouse and that, so. All the bills that are in there have the tax on them.
okay.
Wait, did you get all your sign?
Wow. My hand won't move, but
It's none.
push the key. I'm using my thumb like that rather than putting
Yeah.
the tip of it against there. And I can't, well, I never can write correctly, but then it looks even worse if I do it like that.
I'd have been done, Steve would've hurried in.
Stack them up on him, hurry. Stack them up on him, get them.
Okay, I guess I should have looked a little closer, I didn't notice it myself, but, we did not pay any sales tax, we paid the highlight amount.
Okay,
So we
I
did
just saw
that,
them on
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
but those are not to be paid, so.
Okay.
Oh, called me Saturday, I was gonna call him, but I forgot.
Wait, that has happened before though, Todd, on other stuff.
Yeah. Have we got our inspections and everything done at the jail, so we can start bringing out of county people in?
As far as I know, full up, yeah. Not full.
Making money?
There's some Woodson County inmates in the jail right now. I don't know how they fluctuate. I think from a Fed perspective, they're waiting for,
That's what I'm talking about.
there's a transition and whoever the US Marshal is that expects that they had, Tom had a good line of communication with the previous one, this one, they're still waiting for him to show up and can't explain what the way it is. I don't know if it's their priorities or what it is.
But as late Tom relayed to me, they were very pleased, all the location was excellent, that would work great. Just waiting to get the stamp on it. Last time, that's been some time.
I wish I lived in the hospital. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
how'd you get along?
Good. Talked to his brother yesterday, so.
Well, he's,
I knew about a year ago.
he
About a
could
year
go,
ago, wasn't it?
yeah, probably has. Those, yeah, those. Oh, it's just one on.
Went out to Travis's last week and dug his basement out, and put window grills on his basement for him. Talking about it. Got my name on there?
Oh, Michael?
Yeah. Got my name.
Or status report, which is.
Yes.
At this point, my initials are just scribbles.
Yeah,
There you go, scribbles.
and mine starts out as scribbles and then progressively get worse.
Well.
We had for a little bit.
You what?
We never did.
I know.
We'll take one. That will make it, so paperwork made it on it.
We might be done, close to done.
Work our way through Grand Table.
So what you said, she contracts with? Remember that came up not several months ago. She got rid of an employee and that takes on part of that workload. Yeah. Cheaper. Yeah, for contracting instead of your own GIS services.
That the
McCollum.
Mississippi guy? Yep.
Is this the end of it, for real?
What?
This is the end of it, for real?
I've got a box somewhere. Andy's probably
The
hiding it.
surprise box. You just thought you
Oh, I forgot.
Wait a minute, party's not over.
So this advertisement for board positions, is that what we ran last year?
Yes. I'm gonna flip in and talk to you about when we get there.
I'm jumping the gun.
That's okay.
Okay.
I didn't even know what day it was. What day is it? Today. Today. Supposed to be really windy Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
35, 40 mile an hour winds tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yep.
I hate to stay inside.
Yeah, that much.
Uh,
I like a good breeze, especially if it's raining and right.
dried out.
That's a little excessive.
It's pretty good tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna be some fires in the spring.
Oh, yes. Is this re-roof and everything?
This regrowth is bigger than what we paid last year. It's crazy.
Doesn't the hospital meet the last Monday of the month now instead of the fourth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me some more. Can't do it.
You wanna take 5 or 10 minute break before we do it round table?
I already took my break.
I took, so I said, yeah,
What'd you give me that
Do we need it?
I do.
Right.
Can we just take 5 minutes or so, come back at 11:23? All right. Well, I guess if we're done with checks, we're ready for roundtable. Mr. Bowie?
First, I'll talk about the open things. I sent an email last week to each of you, including the clerk's office, in reference to a letter submitted to KDHE regarding the beneficial use land application. And I indicated in that letter to not reply, which nobody did. And that's all it was, so you're aware of the letter. The letter is basically the letter that's been discussed previously in reference to concerns related to the KDHE beneficial use land application program and its rules and regulations. So, second thing, this Thursday is the auction regarding the two former clinics. The auction will take place in the courthouse lobby just downstairs, and then there will be a public meeting next week regarding the results of that auction.
Is that AM or
PM.
Okay.
7 o'clock PM.
I didn't get that written.
Yep, 7 o'clock PM. I had myself and the sheriff had contact from River City and Goldberg last week, and they want to be put on the agenda November 3rd, which I guess is next week. I guess it'll have to be sometime after 10, so 10:10, 10:15, to discuss phase 2 of the construction project. They have some preliminary numbers, and I believe they have it to the point where it will be under budget.
Good.
So,
Encouraging.
the street closing request filed by the Scotts, that I just need to get a copy of the notice that usually goes out from the county clerk's office and modify it to include the statutory language that's required for a street closing versus a road closing. And what I need from you regarding that is when would you want to have that public hearing set? I don't anticipate that it would be anything that will generate a lot of attention. However, there are questions that have to be asked at that hearing. There has to be publication at least one time 20 days prior to the hearing, and then questions that will have to be answered by the board at that hearing. Will the public suffer loss or inconvenience from the vacation? Will private rights be injured or endangered by vacation? Then the third one, has a written objection been filed with the county clerk by owner of property adjoining portion of property to be vacated? those questions have to be answered at that hearing, and if the answer is no to those questions, the board is required to vacate. At that point, the vacated plat gets listed for taxation as if it had never been platted, has to be filed with an order has to be filed with the Register of Deeds, and then the costs of the proceedings, including publication and recording costs, shall be paid by the party presenting the petition. So, the key is the 20 days for publication, so I would, sorry, I'm pulling out my calendar.
If we were to pass it next week, then the hearing wouldn't be able to have it till December 1st or 8th.
To be safe, I'd suggest the 8th or the 15th,
Of December?
and maybe the 15th in case there's some issue that
Yeah,
comes up.
well, I'm sure I'm not aware that they're desperately needing it done, they just want it done, so.
Just go to the 10 safety there.
Yep.
The 15th would be,
Yeah.
the 15th sounds good to me.
And at 10 o'clock, we can
Yeah.
reserve that on the agenda.
For the 15th.
For the Scott Street closing. Okay.
And street closing hearing
Public hearing.
at 10 o'clock?
Yes. Then we'll try to bring the notice next week to approve for publication.
That'd be great to get it done for them.
Yeah. I thought we were gonna have to redo the legal description, but I met with Ryan last week and we already have a legal description of that particular area, so I think we're good to go.
Okay.
And then if I didn't say, to add River City next week at 10:15, I think we have a 10 o'clock public hearing already. That should be the public hearing for the auction property.
Okay, so
Or if it needs to be later.
okay, I thought you had Goldberg coming.
Well,
Understood that.
It's both River City and Goldberg, so.
Oh, okay, so but it'll have to be 10:15 then.
Okay. And they'll probably need 20 minutes. And if you agree to what they're gonna propose, that will require a modification or an amendment to the original GMP from the jail project, because going back in time, when the original jail project was authorized, you set the maximum regarding phase one, because the numbers weren't known for phase two, and instead of guessing at that time, the decision was made to move forward, and then that there'd be a change later on once you had better figures. So that's what they're gonna be prepared to present for
Okay.
your consideration. You'll get it.
Those figures are under budget.
They are, according to the preliminary bids, there's the base design, there's alternate one and alternate two. And alternate, the base design, is tentatively scheduled to be under. That includes approximately $70,000 and $50,000 in contingency funds, $20,000 in allowances. One of the things that you'll have to consider at some point in time that won't be part of the renovation is the roof replacement over on that side. And it's something you may want to consider. I know there's been conversations previously about having funds available for certain types of projects like that. If you're going to redo that whole side, it may be something to take into consideration, but I'll leave it at that. It's anticipated that there will be somewhere in the neighborhood of I don't want to mistake how much is going to be carried over from phase 1 to phase 2, somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 150, if I remember right. You will get design plans to review so that you kind of have an idea of what that looks like. You shouldn't be making any decisions without having design plans first, so you can see. It is, although a large part of the renovation ties to the court, on the court side, the court has input, but it is a county project and county funds are being expended to address needs of the county moving forward, including expanding the small courtroom. The main function of the renovation, though, is to add a secure hallway from the new jail to the courtrooms, and there are a number of things that have been removed to stay under budget. So you'll see that hopefully and be able to have a clearer picture next week. One of the discussions that will need to take place is, and this will probably be with the court, is once construction begins, there's going to be this tension. I hope there's not a tension, but this tension between getting the project completed in a timely manner and not delaying the contractors from getting in and doing what needs to be done and holding court. And we're already several months behind where the River City wanted to be to begin with, because the natural progression was going to be to go from phase 1 immediately into phase 2. And that's not occurred, obviously. So that's just a preview into what to expect when River City shows up.
So what you said, next week is a public hearing, is that on the Marie Bell?
Yes. Should be in accordance with the notice that went out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or no, that'll be on not the Mary Bell, that's the two hospital properties, sorry.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So the other things that I have are executive session, 2 5-minute and 1 10-minute. The 5 minutes are both non-elected personnel. One of them is non-elected personnel specific to, a medical update. And if it were discussed in an open session, it would obviously be, create a HIPAA issue.
Shut off.
Yeah.
I don't have, I'm not sure. I don't have.
You didn't mention, it's got a phone or anything, did it?
Do what? Oh, wait, no, sorry. Good catch, sir. Okay.
Okay. Motion to enter into executive session for 5 minutes, right, Wade?
Correct.
To include each of the commissioners and county councilor Wade Bowie II to discuss personnel matters and non-elected personnel regarding medical update under Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B1.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Avendroth, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll go in at 11:42. Okay, I guess no action taken in the previous executive session.
No action taken. Maybe to help split the other two executive sessions up, I asked for Angie to make a copy of the listing agreement that was handed to me by Ty this morning. And I just wanted to maybe cover a part of it. The main ones are section 4, the term of the agreement. It has it for basically a year. I'm not sure if that's what you're wanting or not.
6 months.
6 months?
6 months, that's long enough. If it needs renewed, we can consider it then when it expires.
Okay. We might want to consider auctioning or something at that point.
The price has been discussed, and this would all be part of a motion once you approve it. The commission is the 3% in 6A, which has been discussed previously, right? Refer you to section 12A.
Okay.
That should be shall, shouldn't it?
Well, that's what caught me off guard to begin with, so I just want to make sure that.
That's an MLS listing service, which is basically.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Which is one of the benefits to, okay.
Yeah.
So that needs corrected.
Yep.
Maybe she just marked the phone box.
Yep, nope. maybe.
Because she was going to understand that it was gonna, I mean, she's the one that brought it up, I think.
The advantage of it.
Yeah, the KZ market, yeah.
So with that being said, I'm not sure this can be finalized today. Because these things need to be changed.
Yeah.
Sure, we're gonna have, finalize it next month.
Can we make a motion authorizing the chairman to sign it once it is corrected, so you don't have to wait till next Monday?
I mean, you can, but you probably wanna see and be able to put eyes on what it is you're signing before you approve it.
And you gotta revise the legal description, you said?
That's related to the
The deed on it?
public notice.
Okay.
The legal description that what is within the listing agreement is actually taken from the online
It's correct.
property description. It's the legal description, if you go in and you click on the box in the listing that goes through the appraiser GIS. But it's not the legal description, because it probably won't all fit that box.
Okay, so when we were talking, correct me if I'm wrong, we were talking about this in the West. And then she talked about additional percentage. But that's negotiable,
The second one, what she explained was,
correct?
from what I recall.
Yes.
That would be the buyer's commission.
Right,
So
right.
the seller is only able to negotiate their percentage, but not the buyer. So
Okay, but,
in the public notice, in that section, it says, county to sell said property by commercial listing as the method of sale most beneficial to the county and with the assistance of Ty Troxel Coons of Trust Point with a 3% seller's commission with the final commission amount to be determined by the final sale price.
okay. But that was negotiable, that could be part of if the buyer, that's the buyer's responsibility then, if the, I mean, how's that affect us though?
The buyer's agent,
Well,
Okay,
it would be on top of the 3% they're requesting.
okay, but if somebody goes to Trust Point and makes an offer on the property, then there's not gonna be a buyer's premium?
I would say as long as they use the same party as the buyer and the seller, should just be the amount on
I
there.
just don't want it to come back and hurt what, an offer that we're gonna get. And of course, if it goes to another agent, then I guess from Kansas City, then maybe that's benefiting us, so.
well, it potentially can, if, let's say your bottom line and what the listing price is, we'll throw out $250,000, and there's 3%, and the seller's agent also wants 3%, well, that's gonna be a part of that $250,000 that will then be subtracted off the total amount, and it'll all be balanced out and taken out in the final sales, closing documents.
And of course, if we get an offer, we can always negotiate that too, so.
Yeah. I just never dealt with that before. I don't like the uncertainty of knowing what the percentage is myself, but I mean, not saying there's anything wrong with it. Apparently that's how it's done, but I've just never been involved in such a transaction.
Way there on section 13B. And I think we just talked about this here. Upon signing the agreement, seller shall not compete. Commercial property disclosure.
Yeah, we talked about that with her this morning, about that.
And she recommended that not to not to.
Yeah.
So in section 5, on the first page, it probably needs to have a reference to as it is.
Would that be included in those terms?
But we'll provide the engineering report and transfer of the roof warranty.
Very good.
Okay. That's why I wanted to make sure we covered it today.
Okay.
Move forward. Next is the, either a 10-minute legal advice or a 5-minute non-elected personnel, similar to the last one, except for it deals with job performance and job classification.
Take it for the 5 minutes.
Good choice.
Yeah, so that's the one we're doing for 5 minutes, I guess.
For non-elected personnel, job performance, job description.
Okay. Motion to enter into executive session for 5 minutes to include each of the commissioners, the county councilor, Wade Bowie II, to discuss matters of non-elected personnel regarding job performance and job classification under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319 D1.
So moved. I'll second.
Parker has moved, Peterson seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We will go in at 11:59.
I estimated wrong.
So,
I'll let you pick the time this time.
so great.
No pressure.
Yeah, so do we,
Is this the same one again?
yeah, we're gonna go back in on the
Oh.
same one.
Okay.
Do you need as much time or less?
Need 5 or 10?
I'd say 5.
I'd say 5. Should have said 10 to begin with.
Okay, okay. So I need to read the stuff again?
Yes.
Okay. Ask for a motion to enter into executive session for 5 minutes to include each of the commissioners, county councilor Wade Bowie II, to discuss matters of non-elected personnel regarding job performance and job classification under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319 B1. I also move.
I'll second.
I'll move, Thompson moved, McCurry second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. So we're in at 12:07. Well, no action taken in the previous executive session.
You were going in for one more, right?
Yeah, it's not out of the wind yet.
Possibly 2.
Yeah.
This next one, I was gonna say 10 minutes, but also 15, just to be safe. This one is, under the attorney-client. And whenever you're ready, I know I rattle a bunch of stuff off.
I'm ready.
Regarding legal advice surrounding, legal issues related to county policy and procedure.
And you wanted 10 minutes, is that right?
15. Yep, I changed it to 15.
Okay, missed that part, sorry. Motion to enter into executive session for 15 minutes to include each of the commissioners, County Councilor Wade Bowie, the second, to discuss matters deemed privileged and the attorney-client relationship regarding legal advice surrounding legal issues related to county policy and procedure under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B2.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Go in at 12:16.
We should be getting extra benefits just for your privilege.
Okay. No action taken in the previous executive session. So,
These are ours to keep, is that correct? Okay, I mean, I marked,
They're not final, they're,
okay,
you know,
all right.
you can keep it, because it's,
No, I had marked it, I was hoping I didn't have to turn it back in because I've marked all of it.
Yes, city of Vernon.
I'll reach out to, Ty and talk to her about some of the things that we're discussing, so we can get it finalized. Okay. So, unless there's, anything else for today, that's all I have. That's probably plenty.
okay. I'm good.
One thing I would like to mention this morning, I would like to start some plating at the airport, since we got our industrial road in progress. I'd like to work with Jenny, try to get some plating out there for actually buildable sites, so we can get this to her people that she's got for recommendations for people who want to move here, put businesses in. I spoke with her a little bit, and I'd like to pursue it a little further to see if we can do an initial plat at the airport. So,
What think from, and this is something I had no knowledge of, but Mike had visited with me about it. I mean, it's kind of the first step of trying to get, being
Well,
ready
building
for
sites.
somebody to come look at your sites, and said it doesn't tie it up, you know, if somebody needs a site and a half, you know, that's still doable, but you get your pin set, you get some preliminary work done and try to get the ball rolling.
legal descriptions, surveys, you establish the properties specifically, so.
I'd be in favor of that.
And I know she said she's got a, somebody at the state of Kansas they're always calling about building sites, so she can actually submit a list of potential building sites to the state of Kansas for referral.
So if it were platted and then somebody came in that wanted more, then that could be arranged.
You can do a lot split, just define legal descriptions on it, it's a simple process.
I'd be in favor of doing something like that, just to get something started.
Realistically, it should have been done before we put the road in it. So.
Not a department I'm knowledgeable in, so.
Throw it out there and see what your guys' thoughts were.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, got anything else for us?
Don't forget to sell Thursday.
Okay.
I may be here, but I'm not gonna buy anything.
We'll see.
You keep your hand out.
I pick him up and move and can't wait.
I don't have anything.
I don't believe I do either. Angie, where'd you go?
Yeah, I do. So as we, not to confuse you with what we just talked about as far as Christmas Eve this year, we're looking into next year. So next year, Christmas Eve is on Thursday, Christmas Day is on Friday. So we do have one personal day next year, and a lot of times what the board has done has designated that personal day to be used for Christmas Eve, and then we're closed that Thursday and Friday. So I wanted to ask if you wanted to do that. We didn't do that last week when I was gone, because I needed to talk to you about it. So, I'm bringing it up this week. So, and if so, I have a memo ready that would go out to all the departments telling them that that would be designated.
So the personal day would be designated for the Christmas Eve thing, so it'd be Thursday, Friday, and the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I think Christmas Eve would be fine.
Yeah, I do too.
I got pretty good this year.
Yeah.
I'll just say that when we did that, there was an individual from somewhere here, I don't know who it was, who chased me out in the parking lot and thanked us for doing that. The word spread really quick on that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, word spread quick, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, well, good, glad to hear that. So I'd make a motion to designate Christmas Eve the one personal day in 2026.
No, it's not gonna fall anyway, that there'd be something legally that you need to do, have a service on that day. I mean, like, something need to be open.
Oh,
I'll second that motion.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
there or sign whichever.
Okay, right, I'll take it right of this here.
Yeah.
This was interesting.
Yeah, one more thing.
Did you do that meeting?
Did.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, and then the last thing I have is that, so we have 3 positions up for the hospital board, and there is also going to be one on the fire board that expires December 31st. So, the copy I put in here was from last year, but I'll change the date to the 25th, and then just go ahead and advertise until you fill them, until December 31st or whatever.
I'm gonna say so.
Okay. All right, and then, I think that's all for today, so.
Okay. Good. Anybody have anything else today? I guess we'll adjourn at 12:38. Thank you all.